Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baha, Rakaha, Quadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS. Salutations to the Akim, pushing this gospel, this good news, the world over, in sincerity and in truth, in hopes that it may edify and feed the elect lambs of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days, which we are definitely in. Adawan Ratazah, that is to say, Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And, we're certainly in the end times, okay? Because this headline right here, it speaks volumes, man, okay? Bible prophecy is certainly unfolding right in front of your very eyes, okay? So I've got an article from End Time Headlines, very recent, okay? It says nearly 40% of global employment could be disrupted by AI. IMF, International Monetary Fund, says, okay? We've been saying this for a long time, man, okay? We've been saying this a long time, beginning with the apostles and elders on down, man, okay? There's going to be a scarcity of jobs, okay? And with that, there's going to be an uptick in crime, okay? So, all roads lead to the MOTB, because ultimately it's that fourth industrial revolution, it's the fourth industrial revolution they want to bring about, man, where they want to have everything digitized, okay? Everyone be hooked on the grid and things like that, all right? Because we know this devil, right, beginning with the Dukes of Edom, right, the international banking families, right, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Oppenheimers, the Gettys, the Warburgs, so on and so forth, right? They want their new world order, okay, as we always mentioned before, all right? So they want all-out chaos, man. They want to crash the economy. They want people at each other's throats, okay? And what better way to do it by, having, a lack of jobs, which will mean, a lack of food on the table, things like that. So it says almost 40% of jobs around the world could be affected by the rise of artificial intelligence, a trend that is likely to deepen inequality, according to the International Monetary Fund. In a Sunday blog post, IMF chief Kristalina Georgieva called for governments to establish social safety nets and offer retraining programs to counter the impact of AI. That's right, because robotics, AI, that's what's doing the manual labor, right? Replacing, people that used to do those hand-on jobs, physically and things like that. Okay, AI is the one that's, probably calculating your pay for the day at your job. All right, it's probably, conducting online tests for you, for when you have interviews, for a job that you're looking to apply for. It's AI doing everything, okay? Because, that's going to be an integral part of the smart 15-minute smart cities as well, okay? Having everything in a, 15-mile radius and things like that, because they want to keep people like, closed in, quartered in, things like that, all right? So they can have more control, all right? That's why, these electronic cars are becoming more frequent and things like that, because, once that's hooked on the grid, all right, which it is, they'll be able to control your speed, your petrol, if you're going out of the zone, they'll know where you are, things like that, etc. Okay, and the CHIP, all right, is another device of Satan that they want to implement in people and implement globally across the whole world. Okay, that's why we're warning our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians, along with your West Indians and Haitians, Israelite foreigners, speckled birds, right? Okay, who are scattered in these other lands. We're warning you not to take that C-hip, man. Okay? Because that's going to be the great hour of temptation. Alright? It says, in most scenarios, AI will likely worsen overall inequality, a troubling trend that policymakers must proactively address to prevent the technology from further stoking social tensions. She wrote ahead of the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where the topic is set to be high on the agenda, and that's where they conduct their meetings and things like that, their councils, all right, their ungodly councils, and their agendas and plans, and things like that, you see, while they have the people distracted, all right, with bread and circuses and things like that, all right. Not that you can't watch sports here and there and things like that, but, you don't want to be so focused and deeply, ingrained in that, right, when there's, all manner of evil schemes that these devils have on the board, to carry out. That's part of their, cunning craftiness. You see, that's why we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, right? And nor to his ways. It says, as AI continues to be adapted by more workers and businesses, it's expected to both help and hurt the human workforce. You see, so expect more job layoffs. And before we go further, let's get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3, straight to the point. Okay, we can get this in a different translation. All right. So the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3, we can read it, right, in the RSV, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house tremble, right, your economy watchers, right, and the strong men are bent, and the grinders cease because they have few jobs, and those that look through the windows are dimmed, right, and there's a very dark future in Babylon the Great, and really for the rest of the world, man. You see, very dark future. And let's get verse 4 in the same translation. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 4 in the RSV. And the doors on the street are shut when the sound of the grinding is low, right? And one rises up at the voice of the bird, all right? People setting their alarm clocks to, wake up early to, apply for jobs and things like that to get ahead of the game, basically, in general. And all the doors of song are, music are brought low. And, the music is... Hey, the music ain't even organic like it once used to be, man. You got a lot of auto-tune and things like that. Alright? Songs back in the 70s were, they were more poetic and they told a story, but, music now is trash mainly, for the most part. Okay? Especially with these new age rappers and things like that. You see? So this is where we're headed. Alright? So I'm going to get the definition of the word economy. Alright, just bear with me. Definition of the word economy.
Economy.
It says the state of a country or region in terms of the production and consumption of goods and services and the supply of money. And we know America's like 34 trillion in debt, you see, and they tend to they're a consuming nation. They tend to import more than they do export, you see. So there's a particular system or stage of an economy, right? Careful management of available resources, offering good value for money, all right? Sparing or careful use of something. Yeah. America's not. So that's a very, pollutant nation. Really, it's a corporation, you see. But when you go into the etymology of the word, right? The true meaning, original meaning of the word, right? So it's from the Greek oikos, house, and then nemen, manage, so house management, okay? Greek oikonomia, household management. From French, economie, Latin, economy, and that's where you get economy today. Right, so it goes back to house management, you see? So, hey man, get ready for a system crash, all right? And then eventually a government shutdown, all right? So as we go back to the article, see where I left off at. Echoing previous warnings from other experts, Georgieva said the effects were expected to be felt more deeply in advanced economies than emerging markets, partly because white-collar workers are seen to be more at risk than manual labourers. In emerging markets and lower-income nations, 40% and 26% of jobs are expected to be affected by AI, respectively. And these devils are also suffering in their own kingdom, all right? So if they're suffering in their own kingdom, what about the majority of you jakes? All right, especially 2/3 in Babylon the Great. It says many of these countries don't have the infrastructure or skilled workforces to harness the benefits of AI. All right, so expect business to go bankrupt. All right, raising the risk that over the time the technology could worsen inequality. All right, and then another thing when it comes to jobs, these Edomites had to put their people, first and foremost for these jobs, man. All right, the first fired, last hired. That's how the saying goes, innit? And that's due to the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28 as well. Okay. Some tech firms have already directly pointed to AI as a reason they are rethinking staffing levels. Okay. So this is just coming out and telling you everything. You see. So let's get into the scripture and we can close out. All right. Just wanted to bring this to your attention, man. All right, because we are spiritual watchmen. All right, we're one in the house of Israel, man. The house of Yahshua. You see. And getting the blood off our hands. So let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 15, straight to the point. It says, verse 14, the Lord Yahweh has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt, which modern day Egypt is America spiritually, right, to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. That's right, man. A perverse spirit is over Babylon the Great, man. That's why it's circling the drain. Okay, you got homos, lesbos, having all these rights. Okay, you got different bathrooms for trans people and things like that. Okay, teaching it to the children in school. All right, certain states legalize bestiality. The list goes on. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Okay, and that's the point. Verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh Tazabawath, which means Yahweh of armies, the Yahweh host, the Lord of hosts, all right, which he shaketh over it. That's right, man. So all these nations are seeing the downfall of America, man. Okay, and then soon they'll be ready to pounce on them when the Lord puts that warlike spirit on them, which really is they're in that spirit now, but it's gonna intensify. You see, but hey, there's hardly any jobs going. That's the downfall of a sign of a downfall of an economy. See, shortage of work. Okay, so Babylon the Great, America, like mystery Babylon as it's known in scriptures, is certainly on its way out. Okay, so end the lesson there. I don't want to rat us out. This was edifying and uplifting and encouraging. All right, to you Israelites out there. All right, peace, blessings, and mercy to the Bayath Shah Dawadah, the house of David. Okay, Kwam Yasharala wa Mawath Lababal. Shalom.